All right, hi everybody. I thought that I would do a quick money minder tutorial um, for reconciling the account, and then maybe I'll go into a little bit of how to set up a budget. So this is the account for Mandeville High. We're going to click on the Capital One bank link. And when you click on that, it brings you to the register that shows all the transactions. So I need to reconcile for the last month. I'm going to click reconcile up on the top menu. The last time it was reconciled was March 31st. We're going to begin the reconciliation. So looking at my bank statement, the last day of this bank statement is April 30th. Type in that date and the ending balance on my bank statement. I will enter that in. Continue the reconciliation. And so then it brings up the different transactions on your register that are after that are within the time frame. And I'm going to check off all of my entries that are on my reconciliation statement and other things that might not be entered into MoneyMinder yet. So I have this one on here. This one we have entered twice. I'm going to go to details on one of those transactions. I'm going to delete it. And go back down. This one, $10. Okay, so these are deposits that are not showing up on my reconciliation report. I'll have to look into those and see if they were entered in twice or why they're not showing up. But you can see that it is currently balanced because it gives you the option to record reconciliation. And so I'm going to click record reconciliation. It brings me to the report itself. I can export to PDF and save it for my files so that you can have that for your monthly board meetings. It saved it as a download, so I can put that in my files later. Or print it. The treasurer would then sign it. So if I go back to the home button, up here in the top left corner, financial year 2023, you can see that we have not created the year for this coming year. So I need to do that. So I'm going to go to, let me see if I can remember how to do this. Add a new financial year at the top on that menu. July 2024 to June 2025. We're going to create. Click here to set up your bank accounts. We are going to copy our Capital One bank account. There are other accounts that you can hook up, Square, PayPal, Stripe, Venmo. We don't have those set up with ours. So that account is now linked. If I go to the home page, this is now the 2024 financial year, Capital One. It has 0 in that account. If I go to budget, copy a budget, I'm going to copy the budget from last year. And I can edit this as needed, which I will work with the board to do that. Click, oh, save changes in the top right. Okay, so this isn't going to be balanced because I need to do my correct startup funds and carry forward balance. So when I started this account, I started it with a 0 balance. And I record the actual starting balance in the carry forward balance line here. I do that. You don't have to do it that way. You can actually record with the correct startup balance, but you can't edit that once you get the account going. And I always seem to have something that comes up later. Plus, I'm creating this before July 1st, so I don't actually know what my balance will be in another month. But when I put it here, I can edit that. The ending balance, this is after I do my whole budget, the projected amount that will be in the bank. If you have this amount correct, then you would have a 0 balance at the bottom. So you'd start with 0 and end with 0 and have those two starting and ending amounts within your own budget. So then, let me go back to 2023. As you can see, we've been using MoneyMinder for 3 years, so we can go back quickly and easily to look at previous years to see expenses or different things. If I click on my bank account, if I wanted to create a new deposit or withdrawal, so I want a new deposit, I would enter the date and then the line item on my budget that it would go to, as well as the amount. And then I would just click save. If I have multiple ones, I can click save and new. And then if I wanted to do a withdrawal, I would enter the check number or reference, the date, who it's paid to, the amount, if there's any memo or extra note. I would enter the category again down here. I could add a detail and then the amount. You can also save and download a check PDF. And you can also add attachments if you wanted to have your receipts uploaded into MoneyMinder to have for easy access in the future. Going across the top menu, we have store. We don't use the store in MoneyMinder, but that's a feature you could look into later and see if that's something that works for you. Well, we have accounts that are hooked up, but these are Cheddar Up accounts. Under budget, this is where you would edit your budget. Under reports, this is all kinds of reports that you could use. I would look at all of them so you can familiarize yourself. The one that I use the most is the income and expense compared to annual budget. So this shows you can edit the top and put your current date. It's usually printed for the board meeting. Actual income, budgeted income, actual expense compared to budgeted expense, and then the net, as well as if you're over or under your budget on that item. And then you could export to PDF, print it straight from there, or export to Excel. So back to reports. There's a budget report that just shows the straight up budget without any actual income or expense. There's an audit report. I'd have to set up the parameters. Banking reports, your reconciliation reports, if you wanted to print that for a meeting. Transaction reports, you can click this and it shows you every transaction within the category rather than just doing the summary of each category. Okay, and other things that you can track. You can actually file your taxes directly through here. I have not done that yet because it's a new feature under tax forms. Contacts, you can have contacts included so that when you start typing their name on the checks, it comes up automatically. Documents, I have not used this, so I'm not exactly sure, but they have different formats. NSF check letter, tax forms. So this is how you would click e-file for 990N or EZ. I don't know the expenses that are attached to that. I think it's free, at least for the 990N. I'm not sure on the other two. Inbox, if you have messages, and then their help center with all kinds of easy to answer, or they'll be there to answer your questions. So I think that that is a pretty quick overview of what MoneyMinder has to offer. We do have the paid account, which is $179, I believe, for the year. But when you have that pro account with MoneyMinder, if you use Cheddar Up for an account online, then you can get Cheddar Up Team for free. So having those two is a really good value. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much.